All right, here we are on the flip side of it. Good Mythical More, thanks for joining us. It's the show after the show where anything can be discussed.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And it's also the place where what we consider the truly committed mythical beasts come to enjoy the show after the show. And that's when we can say things like,
my anus is tight.
oh, but you said that in the main video.
Oh, I did? Well, here's what I mean by that. I will be in a situation.
That wasn't really where I was gonna go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you still wanna talk about that?
Just let me clarify myself, and then you can
you
say
did.
whatever. No, all I'm saying is I'll be in a situation, and I'll realize
I'm puckered up.
and that I'm clenched, and I'll need to relax.
For me, that's a roller coaster.
To me, that's just
Life?
commute.
You're commuting all puckered up.
Like,
You know what? We should probably not talk about this anymore.
let's not.
I mean, I think you can just deal with it. But what I was gonna say
I am sorry.
is you're the mythical beasts who are a little bit more motivated. We can talk a little more candidly with you. And so, as I've said in the past, one of the things that really helps with our music on iTunes is if you go over there, you download it, and especially if you rate it and comment on it, that really sends it up in the rankings. I think the past 2 songs that we've released have gone to #1 for at least a little bit on the iTunes comedy charts. And that's all because of you guys. So thank you for doing that. It makes a huge difference. A lot of people ask, how come your music isn't on Spotify? Well, we typically don't put our music on Spotify like I've explained in the past because for independent artists like us, it adds up to like pennies, if nothing. We're not Beyonce, as much as I would like to be Beyonce and Solange.
Here's something else fun we can do. Comment on the video on YouTube, the music video, and just put in pucker string, and that way I'll know that I sent you.
Okay, but we did meet one of the most, I'd say.
Do you have a list, or you want to go through the list first of all, or do you want to go through
Let's just tell
Howie
the story.
Mandel?
I mean, people know that there's different people who've got OCD and they're famous.
But I said that we would talk. Can you just quickly
really?
go through the list? Because I said
Billy Bob Thornton, he's known to take his mail out of his mailbox and put it back in 3 times. He also assigns numbers to people and then remembers them by that. Donald Trump is a germaphobe, doesn't like to shake hands.
when I went and fed my dog Tucker, growing up every night, like I'd give him his bowl of food, and I would pet him on the head 7 times. What? And then I would close the gate and come in the house. And then every night I would pet him on the head 7 times.
Like this?
Yeah, like literally in a countable manner.
That's weird.
I would pet him other times too, but in that particular moment, as part of the routine, I would pet him 7 times on the head.
Would you clench 7 times?
I would not clench anything.
Constant clenching.
Nothing would be clenched.
Constant clenching.
And that would help release the clench. The 7 pats on the dog's head releases the butt clench.
Cameron Diaz is known for rubbing doorknobs so hard to clean them that she actually takes the paint off. Didn't know doorknobs had paint. Megan Fox is super afraid of germs and admits to never using public bathrooms or restaurant silverware.
She brings her own silverware to restaurants?
Leonardo DiCaprio he was obsessed with sidewalks as a kid, and he would rewalk routes to step on gum stains and cracks, and he is known for channeling his OCD into his role as Howard Hughes in The Aviator. And of course, famously, Howie Mandel will not shake your hand. There's actually a video.
Fist bumper.
There's a video of a guy on ESPN shaking his hand. I think Marshall Faulk, running back in the NFL, shook his hand when he wasn't looking, and he runs off and has to get wash his hands. And he shaves his head not because he's naturally bald, but because it makes him feel cleaner.
He has a house behind his house, I'm told, that is like his own
Sanctuary.
space that he can go into, and like his wife and kids, they understand. We didn't discuss any of this with him. He develops television shows. He has his own production company. Mm-hmm. So I guess this was over a year ago, 2 years ago now.
It's been a while.
We had an opportunity to have a face-to-face, hand-to-hand, dare I say, meeting with Howie Mandel at his office, because he was developing some ideas, and we had just come off of Commercial Kings, and he liked that, and there was a similar vibe with some things that they had in the works. I mean, nothing really panned out for us to work together yet. I think there's still potential. We could work together.
Potentially.
But it was very cool to go to his office and meet him. It was the two of us and Dan, our manager.
And we, of course, Link and I know that he's famous for not shaking hands. He fist bumps everybody. So the whole time that we're going, we're not thinking about any ideas we have or any conversation we have. We're thinking about the moment that we meet him, I wanna get this right. And I wanna go ahead and extend the fist bump to be like, I know the deal. Because I've actually seen him talk, when he's interviewed on late night shows and stuff, he talks about the different ways that people interact with him when he does this. He says, sometimes, like do the fist bump, he says sometimes people will hold their hand under it like he's gonna drop something. And then sometimes people will do this. They'll just shake the fist. People don't know what to do. So we were like, we're ready, we're going in with the fist.
Not only were we ready, I would say we were excited. It's kind of like, I don't know, eating fried chicken with the Colonel, Yeah, fist bumping Howie Mandel is like something that you would want to do before you die. It's kind of a bucket list type thing. And I want to fist bump Howie Mandel. So we were pretty excited. We go in there, we meet Dan in the parking garage, and we go, Rhett and I had already had our strategy session. We had talked it into the ground. So when we talked to Dan, it's like actually talking about business.
Yeah.
We go up to the X number of floor of this place, and we get off and go into the lobby, and the person there at the desk like, okay, hold on a minute, and then instead of us going back there to meet him, all of a sudden there he is. He's coming out. He's like, oh, Howie Mandel. I'm taking a mental picture that I can remember forever. He's walking towards me, and the fist goes up, and the fist meet. Boom! It happens.
It was beautiful. I think I exploded it a little too.
I didn't explode anything.
But not like, I didn't do it
I
like
was
this.
first.
It was just like.
I was first, and then I watched you do it, and it was like watching you get married.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm glad to be here for this.
Yeah, okay, you're the best man for my fist bumping with
Yeah.
Howie Mandel.
And so then we kind of go past him into his office, and then as we're walking past Howie, I'm kind of half looking at the office like, oh, this is it. I get to see Howie's office. We get to sit down. I wonder how this is going to go. But then my mind is quickly brought back into reality when I kind of hear behind me just commotion. And I look behind me, and it's Dan, our manager, with this apologetic look on his face, and his hand is still out like this. Yeah. And they're like, up, rip, zip, fist bump, up, not to shake. And then, there was this weird conversation.
The one thing that we were thinking about.
So
he forgot about it.
So now
we should have just mentioned to him.
And we're like, dang, so then eventually he balled his fist up, Dan did, and they did the fist bump.
Yeah.
And then we went and did the meeting, everything was great. Yeah. But then going back to the parking lot, we're like, dude, how could you forget it? How could you get that wrong? And
it's so natural to extend this hand.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking
unless
you are a fist bumper. Right. And if you forget for a moment that that's his deal,
right.
You're just gonna. But see,
it can happen.
But you have to develop this ability to, when you go like this and you see that, you turn it in. It's very easy to turn it and then explode.
So we give him a hard time about that. I'm tempted to give out his Twitter handle so you can now give him a hard time about it.
Let's not do that to him. So yeah, we met Howie Mandel, fist bumped him. Pretty awesome.
Shout out to people who actually have OCD.
It's like
much respect,
married.
Much love.
Are you a rapper?
I am now a rapper.
You want to pour one out for the people with OCD?
yeah, just a little bit.
Oh.
Right onto a computer.